to be able to sing challenging songs in a way that feels effortless, but that seems like I'm working my ass off.
That's what I want.
Yeah. David loves to perform at karaoke bars, but he told me he has the tendency to start shouting and straining whenever he gets a mic in his hand. We talk about how you can sing live with less volume, more control, and less effort and straining.
Part of the problem, actually, you just reminded me that another bad habit that I have is that when I get on a mic, my tendency is to raise my volume, and I'm shouting, and I bloody know I'm shouting, but I find it very difficult to stop and just ease back, because when I'm singing at a kind of comfortable volume, what I would in practice a comfortable volume, it's so much easier.
Yeah, you're right. So maybe this will help you integrate that better. If you sing like this with the fullest, thickest vocal fold contact, which you can only do around and below, like a little bit above and a little bit below your break is the only place where you can go to your fullest contact with your full volume.
Right.
And lower, you can sing with the thickest vocal fold contact, but it will not be as loud.
Right.
But around your break, you can sing at volume 10, which I would never recommend going to 10, because at 10.1, you die. But so let's say you can sing at volume 9 there comfortably. So for me, hey, around there, I can be very loud, and I can do that without hurting myself.
Yeah.
If I go higher, I need to thin out at some point. And at my highest notes, it feels to me, and it will be slightly different for everyone, but this seems to be working for most of the people that I coach. When you get to your highest notes, that maximum volume will still only be around 7, because you're so thin, you cannot, right?
Yeah.
So at the around your break, you can get away with being quite loud, but the higher you go, and probably in a karaoke session or a performance session, maybe slightly tipsy session, you get more and more passionate and enthusiastic, and you want to give more and more and more. And then when you get to those higher notes where you have to thin out, you cannot take that volume 9 or that volume 8 up all the way. You have to thin out, and you have to let that volume drop. And if you don't, you cannot get to those pitches. So if you force yourself to sing with a high volume, you will always be flat.
Yes.
Which is what you've noticed probably. And it will strain.
Absolutely,
right? Every vowel you sing has limitations. Example, some vowels will not allow you to sing with a volume higher than about 7 out of 10. And if you want to be louder, you need to modify your vowel. I created a cheat sheet for singers called the ABC Voice Model. It will help you understand these volumes and vowel modifications so you can actually sound the way you want to sound. Want to learn? I created an ABC Voice Model mini course. The price?
$1 million.
Yeah, no, it's free. Link in description, and let's continue the video. Yeah. So tricks for that. Knowing this, and knowing this in different ways, and experiencing this very consciously at home will maybe help you do that better on the stage. Another thing is make sure that your mic is turned up on the stage, so you don't have to overshout the music, but you can just sing the way you want to.
Yes.
Because this is the worst, and I don't know how it is at the karaoke sessions, but I know that when I rehearse with a band, for example, they also get passionate when they get to the climax, and maybe they turn up their amplifiers, and at some point I cannot, right? I cannot hear myself sing anymore. And for a guitarist, it doesn't really matter, because even if they cannot sing, they know they have to hit that 13th fret, and they just go wham, and it sounds great. But when I have to shout over that, no, it doesn't work, of course.
Yes, I know. And
because of this.
The problem, of course, because when you go to a karaoke bar, you're not in control of the sound system.
Yeah.
And quite often, you start singing, you think the mic could do with being a little bit loud. You automatically match your volume to whatever the backing track is.
Yeah.
And often that's the fatal error. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I love to do in the beginning is to, so in general, but you probably notice for quiet bits in songs, you put the mic very close to your mouth.
Yeah.
And for louder bits, when you really go for it, you take it away a bit.
Yes.
And when you're close to the mic, the sound is nicest. But when
Yeah.
I sound check, and I don't know if you have the opportunity to do like a tiny intro thing at a karaoke night where you start singing and you notice, okay, do I have some headroom?
Yes.
And can I sing this while I'm not even like eating the mic, but I
Yeah.
can be a bit further away?
Yes.
Because then if you get in trouble somewhere later in the song, you can always go whoop, and then
Exactly. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I often just, if I can, and I think about it, I will start with the mic a little bit further away, which will
exactly.
make my voice quieter. Because quite often then they'll adjust it at the very beginning. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
volume. So that's very
Yeah.
helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. So that's one. And then another one is if you cannot hear yourself, you can always close one ear off.
Right.
And then you'll hear yourself internally. Even if the music's really loud,
Yeah.
you can still hear yourself. And that might help to take that down a little bit as well.
Yeah.
But this is really, really hard. And I'm still struggling with this because I know that even when I'm just recording at home and there's no live pressure, I know that a song that I can easily, like, I sometimes sing complicated songs, but I can sing them when I just walk through the house and no problem.
Yes.
And then I get into recording mode and
Yeah.
somehow a switch gets flipped and it doesn't work anymore. And this is, and I know why it is, because I want to give a tiny bit more and I
Yes.
give a tiny bit too much volume and my voice goes a bit thicker and bam, all of a sudden,
Right.
one chorus and I'm out.
Yeah.
So it's really about disciplining yourself
Yeah.
to hold back a little bit.
I do try actually, when I'm in the car and things like that, and I'll often do little singing exercises, or even sometimes when I'm walking, I put songs on the headphones or in the car and sing them very quietly. Songs that are where I will have to go in and out of head voice.
Yes.
So, and it helps me blend the registers much more easily at a very low volume.
Yes.
And it sounds really good, actually, and it's very easy to sing like that. But like you say, the difficulty is when you come to put some dynamic in it, then it starts to fall apart.
Yeah. But that's a great exercise, and very that explains why your mix works so well. Because for especially guys, they feel like, but girls as well, but guys seem to have more trouble with this. Is when they go high, they feel they need to be louder and louder and louder to even get the note to work.
Yes.
And also in a practice environment like we're in now, they still feel that they have to push it out.
Yeah.
And the opposite is true. And to touch on what you just mentioned, it feels so easy. This realization, I think, is gold. And for me, at some point, I just my bridge, my break was at a G4, and it had been there for, I don't know, 8 years, something like that, and I just couldn't get past it. I didn't know that I could.
Right.
I thought that was just what I had, and that was it. And then I went to the Pop Academy, and I had some great vocal coaches. They helped me get past that, and my first level in that was basically the basic male type, just blasting past, powering through, being very loud, using a lot of effort, a lot of energy, but I could make it, and I was super happy.
Yeah.
Then, at some point, I unlocked, but that was not sustainable for like a whole concert or many nights after another.
Yes.
Then at some point, I unlocked what you just described. I can make those same sounds, but make them feel super easy for myself, which I was very happy with. And I got onto the stage, and I had like a recital with my band, and I was singing, pretty tricky stuff that I was not able to do before.
Right.
but it felt so effortless that I also stood on stage as if it was nothing, as if it was effortless.
Right.
So my feedback afterwards from the panel was great technique, well done, very impressive, but we didn't believe it because this is supposed to
Yeah.
sound and to feel hard.
Yes.
So it's nice for you that you can do it this way, but
Oh, yeah. So that's
it doesn't work for the audience.
Yeah.
So then the third level, and I think this will be very useful for you now because you've already unlocked that effortless feeling, like, oh, I can do this and it's so easy. The third level is you keep that effortless level, that effortless sound and technique as your backbone.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you pull some faces, make it seem, I'm serious, you just make it seem like it's hard.
Right.
So you don't go, I can go, put on the red light, and people will go, yeah, okay, whatever. But I can do the same technique, and I can go, put on the red light.
I like it. That's
there you go. Right? But the technique underneath, also my voice changes a bit, and you can hear, like, even if I would turn around, you can hear that I scrunch up my face and that there's something happening in my mask.
Yeah.
But my technique underneath, effortless.
Yes.
So I can do this for hours.
Yeah.
And my audience will believe, wow, how can he keep going like that?
Yes.
So this is now my holy grail, basically, to be able to sing challenging songs in a way that feels effortless, but that seems like I'm working my ass off.
That's what I want. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because then you'll also have peace with singing like that on stage, because now it feels, it's not enough. It's too thin. It doesn't feel real or powerful enough. So you'll do more.
Yes.
And instead of doing more with correct technique, you'll really make it hard for yourself.
Right.
Which works and will make it believable, but it will not work for 5 songs. This was part of a song fix session in which I helped David improve his range and fix some of the challenges he had with Roxanne by the Police. If you also want my help with a challenging song, book a song fix session. I'll help you with this song, and I'll also give you a plan so in the future you can fix challenges like these in other songs yourself. The investment? 1 million. No, jokes aside, I'm running an experiment where you get to choose your own price. Pro tip, book before I regret this. Link in description. Also, if you enjoyed this video, I think you'll like that one as well.